Reminder, you can promote your content everywhere on my networks for only $100. That's on my X, Facebook, YouTube community, Instagram story, Threads account for only $100. DM me now. Listen, if you want to get interviewed on the platform, hit me up at Doggie Diamonds for both, at Doggie Diamonds. Let's go. Okay. As I put my headphones and bop my head to the music that I did. Damn, I'm hot. I should have cut the AC on the air. Hold on. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I'm gonna have to cut the air on. Depending. I don't know. How's everybody doing? Everybody that's gonna join me tonight, everybody who's gonna look on the playback. What we doing tonight is doing a reaction video because we covered the story originally that Stove God was in a bad contract. So we gotta investigate that. And we got some more evidence. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mezbot in the building. I see Fam Roots 247 in the building. Nate Jackson, I see you in the building. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's very, very important. The super chat is open as well as the Cash App is available. You know what I'm saying? Sock it to my pocket. Nah. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm here though. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. Told y'all I'm gonna be going live every night again. I had missed it, y'all. So, you know, I gotta engage with my audience. Superstar Rail in the building. You know, I gotta holler at y'all, holler at my folks, you know. Okay, I'm here. It's gonna build back up slowly but surely. I just need y'all to always hit that like, always hit that share. Share it on your X account. Share it in your Instagram stories. When you see me share it, all you have to do is just reshare it. Share it on your Facebook. Under the picture of the video, you can see a share button right next to the like button. Just hit share. Simple. Make sure you follow my private Instagram group. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna keep y'all long on the intro. I'm gonna come right in with the actual thing so we can talk about this. Pause too. That might have sounded a little crazy. I ain't really with the pause stuff too much, but sometimes you gotta pause it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pause. All right, I'm here. All right. Start. Let's start. What's up, everybody? I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. You know, I work hard. Mac Nasty, I see you up in the building. I work hard at all of this. You know, I just want to make sure I have the pristine graphics, the pristine presentation to y'all. Me and Harlem Legend had a conversation. He was like, yo, bro, we might be too clean for the people. You got some people setting up their phones and just going. We be worried about graphics and all that. Like, Harlem, I can't help it. You know, I just got to have the top of the line production. You know, I don't know how to just put a fuzzy phone up. I feel like I'm cheating the people who donate, who send super chats, who's members, who's part of the Patreon. I can't cheat the people with shabby work, although some of the people with some of the work that I wouldn't do is winning. So what could I really say, right? Some people just putting up their phone and getting to it. Shout out to them too. But me, I got to have all the bells and whistles, intros, outros, graphics. I need all of that on my presentation. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Who knows? But we gonna get into it tonight as far as Lord Jamar calling cap. You know, he calling cap on the whole Stove Guard thing. You know, we covered the Stove Guard story as far as us believing that he was mistreated or being mistreated in his deal, and he wants out his deal, and Hove get me out of this, and us looking at Babygrande, and I seen plenty of people on Babygrande on social media saying Babygrande this, Babygrande that, they shabby. You know, I seen a lot of it. So I just find it weird that Lord Jamar came out and said different. You know, he said that it's not a bad deal. And he's basically saying it's on Stove Guard. So, you know, without any further ado, I want to get to what Lord Jamar got to say, because I could talk y'all to death what this is about Lord Jamar. And I'm going to keep y'all in the chat so y'all can hear him, see him, as well as see yourself. See, y'all immortalize, y'all in the chat. And also, this is complex. This right here is Lord Jamar. We're gonna start and stop. For anybody who don't know what a reaction video is, you cannot play the video through. You have to start and stop and give your spiel. I shouldn't have to teach nobody that, but you know, you got weirdos play the video. I can't be teaching dudes, you know, at this late in life, you know. So the title of this is from Quiet Part Out Loud, YouTube, and it says Stove God Cook's former manager Lord Jamar says he broke his contract. It isn't a bad contract. And it's got 67,000 views, and that's dope. And this was 5 days ago. So let's get into this really, really quick. Can't hear nothing. Oh,
And I saw somebody there.
okay.
And I was shocked.
Okay, let's go back.
Now I wanted to get to this because I was watching Drink Champs. And I saw somebody there. And I was shocked. You know what I'm talking about?
Who? Stove God?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's other stove guys in the news about a certain situation. You were his, I'm not making this up. You said you were his mentor, kind of person bringing him up in the game.
That would be true. That would be true because when I interviewed Lord Jamar, I never put out. That's on me. I take the hit for that. He told me, I asked him what's up with conscious hip hop, and he said he got somebody, and he mentioned Aaron Cooks at the time.
Yeah, originally.
Originally. And now he seems to be saying he's in a really bad deal. And then I was like, now my researcher brain got activated because I was like, is Lord Jamar signed to the same label, or is Brand Nubian signed to the same label that he signed to? And I was like, oh my God, he is, right?
No.
You're not?
No.
Brand
not on
Nubian
Babygrande.
stuff is on Babygrande.
We did some stuff, but those are just one-off stuffs.
Okay.
So what people don't know, Babygrande is it's an indie label. And you know, they do deals and situations. You know, they've done albums for people, but I know a lot of people did situations with Babygrande. But like I said, when this story first hit, it was a lot of people saying Babygrande or crooks, this, that, and the third. It was a lot being said. But let's let him continue.
And yeah, we're not signed to Babygrande.
How did you play a part in him ending up on Babygrande?
Yes, I did. Listen, man, I didn't even really, trying to get too public with this.
If you're not using
Come on now. I might have to mute this to skip it because you know the ads are gonna play. But he's like, he didn't try to get public with it.
I have knowledge of the deal.
Mm,
He's not in a bad deal.
that's what I figured. I
he
figured that.
He's portraying it like that. No, he even said he's not in a bad deal.
That's what I figured.
He said he's in a deal he don't want to be in.
And remember when I did my video, I was like, what's wrong with black people who think we don't gotta fulfill contracts? I said that same thing. That's kind of like when I did a deal with Math Hoffa, and then one day he was just like, yo, I don't want to be in the deal. Just let me go. And I'm like, nigga, that's not how that work. When you sign your name on the paperwork, we gotta fulfill the contract. I let him go though, but I'm just saying, I don't know what it is about us where we sign these deals and these contracts and then we just wake up and say, I don't want to do it no more. That's not how that works.
See, he just decided at some point that he didn't want to fuck with me. He didn't want to fuck with Chuck from Babygrande. So
Nah.
he just got on some boycott shit.
That's
He
not
could
how
have
that
been
work.
out of this deal
Yo,
if he would have just delivered
I said that.
his project.
I said that.
But he took the money, took the advance, and didn't deliver.
See, and if you watch that video that I did, I talk about how labels and contracts, this is how dudes think they separate themselves from their peers, right? Because I got a deal. You know, if you independent, nobody wants you. I got a deal, right? So they feel like they got a deal, but then when they get the deal ain't what you think. And at the same time, you think of who you making the deal with. Anyway.
Well, it's easy to make a label seem like the bad guy.
Of course it is.
So It's like the same.
And
with
they
Bo-
don't rap, and labels don't rap, and labels don't do interviews like that. So all you're gonna see is his side right now.
Yeah, everybody took his side too.
Okay.
And when he's talking about my management and all this, see, it's like I ain't want to really, you know what I mean? But when he said that, he was talking about me.
See, and I didn't know that when he said the people I was dealing with. I didn't think Lord Jamar. I'm not trying to start nothing, but for some reason, I thought Rock Marcy took him to Babygrande. That's what I thought. I thought Rock Marsh took him to Babygrande. And when that deal didn't go right, that caused friction with them. Because I don't know if it is friction or it ain't. I'm just speculating, but they don't work together no more.
My management signed me to that deal as if I signed him to a bad deal. Like, this dude didn't make $1 in rap before he met me.
Damn.
I opened the doors for him with Busta Rhymes and
Remember that he told me about that.
Rock Marcy and, you know, helped him to change his name because he had a horrible name before.
Aaron Cooks?
No, well, that's what it was changed to. Before, his name was A-Train.
Whoa. So the Aaron Cooks that I knew, I remember I made fun of this before. The Aaron Cooks that Lord Jamar told me he was gonna be was a conscious rapper. Remember his first video? He was sitting there with the chakras and all of that. That's what I thought he was gonna be. I didn't know the Stove Guard persona. I don't know when that came about.
Was your name J Train at one point?
His name was A-Train, and I changed his name to Aaron Cooks because his first name is Aaron, and then the Cooks was because, you know, he cook up.
Really talented.
And then, yes, now I can't take that away from him.
Right.
I know my shit. I'm an A&R extraordinaire.
Right.
If Lord Jamar says you dope, I don't care what it is. If I say you a dope podcaster, if I say you're a dope comedian, rapper, producer, I am a identifier of talent. I know it when I see it, and I'm able to
We all feel like that.
identify it when it's not so polished either. And I've done this multiple times in my life.
Like I said, when I did my Lord Jamar dedication video, I said that he discovered, I don't want to say discovered, but he was responsible for bringing us Dead Prez as well.
So, yes, he's talented as fuck. It's just I put a lot of time into him, and he ended up shafting me in the end.
Pause.
You know what I mean? Like, he got the deal, he got his fucking advance, and then didn't break me my shit.
Word?
He decided in his mind that me and Chuck must have some sort of thing going on together because I had a previous relationship with Chuck when all I tried to do was bring him to somebody that I knew had bread and a platform, you know, a system, an outlet to really get his shit out there the way it needed to be. So I thought, you know, I was doing something positive for the.
See, there's a saying, right? There's a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. So as you think you looking out for somebody like, and that's another thing in our culture that we have a problem. I'm trying to silence this phone. Pardon me, y'all. That's another problem that we have in our culture is that whenever we think we looking out for somebody and we think we helping somebody, they always be like, they out to get me, they're beating me. Because beating is a street term for stealing. Because when you're green, he'll look at Lord Jamar as a mentor and somebody that could put him in the right situation. But then when he get around somebody else, somebody say, yo, nah, you didn't get this or get that. Yo, they beating you. And then this is one of the biggest problems we have because we won't trust each other, but we make deals with the devil all the time. Continue.
Brother. And, you know, after 5 years of running with me and staying at my crib and
Wow.
eating food in my crib, and you know what I mean? Borrow my car, all kind of shit. And
Yo, this is man, this is pissing me off a little bit.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Cause this be the similarities in these stories. The similarities in these stories. We all got these stories of somebody that we just tried to do our best for and didn't get nothing.
treating them like a, you know what I mean? Like a little brother. It's like, and that's another thing, old school, new school. These new school dudes have no loyalty.
Goodness gracious.
It's funny because I think because of maybe your commentary socially, nobody's gonna believe you. Like nobody's gonna.
No, but the deal is that what happened in our culture is dudes became hypergamous. That used to be a term that was used on women, like a woman is hypergamous. You earning 5 figures. It's a dude with 6 figures. So you know the hypergamy in her, she gonna go on to what she think is better, where the grass is greener. It's these dudes now that are hypergamous that's holding on to dudes' belt loop. It don't matter what you do for nobody no more. As soon as they look over there and somebody say, yeah, man, we over here got this. We got this over here. They out. The hypergamy.
People be like, "Oh, you just hating on him? He's a new artist." But it's gonna be. I definitely did see the way you talked about him in those pods, and it was like that was your man's, and y'all did content together.
Look
Yeah.
at the, I got him doing freestyles on Vlad TV.
Facts.
Okay.
He got freestyles on there. He got freestyles on my show with Rod Digger and all this type of shit. Like I was doing everything in my power to bring light to this kid
Right.
and let people know
He did. Yep, he did.
who the fuck he was.
I called some people just to ask about this, and one thing that do you know what Even is?
Even?
It's like a Patreon for labels, like or for artists.
Okay.
You put your music up there, and then you're able to release music direct to consumer.
Right.
I think I heard it even too, but I'm only starting and stopping because, like I said, I can't play their content, and it's not fair to play their content because they did create this content. I'm just reacting to it.
Apparently, allegedly,
He tried that.
He did
and
that.
it got taken down.
Right.
because you can't do that when you sign to a label.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, you can't.
Yeah, you just trying to make up new rules, man. That's like, I really think this is just where we at. I don't want to say as a culture because it ain't got nothing to do with music. It's just everything in life, people you encounter. People think they could just make up new rules. Like the rules ain't the rules. Like the rules don't apply to everybody. You can't just say, I want to do this now. I don't care what everybody else is doing. Well, you can do that when you pay the cost to be the boss and you on your own. But if you're under a system and you sign into a system, got to follow the rules.
And apparently Chuck, he has signed a lot of artists, and he was like, God, no, that's not how music business works. And that led to an issue. And
He had an album coming out with Swiss Beats
Right.
that got taken down.
Yeah.
Thanks to Restore.
Hold on, my bad, y'all.
could you see how to the consumer that feels like somebody's hating? Like, why can't the label just be, all right, we'll just take our portion after? Because I think
'Cause that's
sometimes
not how
people
that
do, "All right,
works."
You're gonna eat, but we're gonna come for our money eventually.
Because I believe it feels like a situation where Chuck would be down to do, like, Chuck has got money from the features that he's done with West Side Gun and all.
I heard about that too. So what I heard was the feature that he did on Benny the Butcher's album. Forgive me, but I heard Benny thought my man did a feature with me. And Babygrande was like, yo, you gotta send that in. That cost Benny about $15,000 to clear that. Because again, if I sign you, again, we have no knowledge of contracts. I told y'all before, we keep thinking when you in a contract, somebody could just buy you out of the contract. Well, somebody can only buy you out of a contract if somebody is selling it. And people like Babygrande got enough money where they'll just sit on your contract till it expires. It might be 10 years. Who knows?
All of that. But for some, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I feel like Cooks, I don't know what Chuck said or did. I feel like he just don't want Chuck to get paid off of anything he does, period.
Don't work like that.
That's it. Like, I don't think I think Chuck would be like, sure, if you give me my cut, y'all could put that out. But I think on the other side, he's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want him to get nothing. And
You know what's funny? Because I want to ask Lord Jamar, because I did see Stove Guard's interview, and I think he said he got upwards of like 500,000. I'm gonna call cap on that. $500,000 from Babygrande, and you was gonna give them their money back? I'm gonna call cap on that. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna call cap. I don't believe that. But I gotta ask Lord Jamar if he wants to indulge in it.
then Chuck is like, well, then fuck that. It's not coming out. Because trust me, Chuck is a businessman. He's not unreasonable. And he's just gonna, he got enough money to sit on this shit. That's what he don't understand. Like,
Told you.
Chuck could just sit on this shit for indefinitely.
Yep.
I
And
saw
you
some
can
shit
just,
like he was on the board of Rolling Stone or some shit. I was like,
Yep.
damn.
bro, at the end of the day, the fans are not gonna wait for you forever. And you gotta understand that.
Right.
I'm surprised they've been waiting this long, but it's because he's been giving them little stuff. He's been doing little, features and shit like that.
Wow.
Good. You know what I mean? Shout out to West Side Gun and all of that. When he got on the Clips album, boom, that made you Grammy nominated and all that type of shit.
Yeah, and that made everybody, because you seen like Joe and Jada, you seen a lot of people just like, oh, this is the next big thing. You seen, well, that was Sean Bomber saying, yo, this, that, and the third.
But and that keeps your shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
But Reasonable Drought, what was that, 5-6 years ago?
Fire. Yeah.
Damn.
You know? But you're not gonna be able to live off of that forever.
Right.
Well, I hope somebody blinks and the music comes out because
Because what happens is Babygrande, I don't know what type of deal he's in, but you think you could do shows, you think you could do all of that. They don't have to clear you on no features. So you can't eat off no features. And they don't have to clear you on no shows. When you sign to people, just do what you got to do and get out of the paperwork.
this is his prime years. And, I think maybe Chuck and Stove Guy would look back with regret, but I don't know. Chuck got so much shit.
Chuck
going
ain't
on
gonna
that
look
maybe
back at shit.
It won't matter. But yeah, it sucks to see y'all fall out that way because I did definitely do all of the new school shit. I looked who followed who. I was like, Lord Jamar follows Chuck, but doesn't follow Stove, and Stove doesn't follow him. So I definitely did that. But
Well, see, what's
Sad.
crazy is one day, fucking man Stove erased his whole fucking Instagram and made it.
Dudes, you know what's funny? I might archive videos that's old, and I might repurpose stuff, but all y'all, let me just say this, man.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
All y'all dudes who think you keeping your gram neat looking and you want to take pictures down and take pictures up, put pictures up, and you only got like 12 posts or 2 posts and you got all these followers, that motherfuckers is weird. Because at the end of the day, if you got Instagram and social media, it's about feeding your people, your supporters content. All of this, yo, I only follow 7 people, but I got 6 pictures up, but I got, that shit is weird. Listen, it's really Kim Kardashian to me. That dudes be divas.
Just look like it all started from Reasonable Drought. And I'm just like, wow. And then he had unfollowed everybody except for like 2 people or some shit.
Yeah,
It was like
see?
West Side Gun and I don't know, somebody else type of shit. And I was like, oh, see this.
I don't
that new
respect
school
that.
shit right here. You know what I mean? Just that new school shit right here.
Damn.
And I was like, it's all
See, if you gonna unfollow somebody, it's just up. Right? If you don't rock with somebody, it's up. But in this situation, I think he owed Lord Jamar a phone call. But me,
all good, because at the end of the day, I believe in karma. What you put out, you get back.
I don't believe in karma.
And I know that my dealings with him was nothing but honorable, with an open heart, with just wanting to see the best for the young. And I still want to see the best for him.
No good
But,
deed goes unpunished.
you know, I'm not happy with how shit went down. But I'm still not going to like be like, fuck him, even though he said in that interview something about management or some shit or it's you too or some shit. I'm like, oh, what? So you meant me? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Got it. Well,
he's not a tough guy. So it's like, please
Damn.
don't even talk like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
All right, so he's not a tough guy. Please, quiet part out loud is the YouTube. Please show them some love. Please, if you go there and you watch this again or you want to watch it back, please just say Doggie Diamonds sent me so they'll know that although I did a reaction to their video, I still sent y'all over. So please do that for me. Just say Doggie Diamonds sent me. Again, you see it right there. Quiet part out loud. Just please show them some love over there. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of all of this. First and foremost, when you say somebody's not a tough guy, right? That is kind of interesting because in order for you to be a hustler in the street, you got to be tough or have some tough people around you. Because if not, I didn't mean to say that. Somebody is going to take your drugs. So if you're not a tough guy and you coming into a genre, now the genre is called coke rap, then how can you be a coke rapper and you not tough? The only way you can be that is if you have people around you who's going to hold you down because you're the money, or you're going to have yourself as somebody who's going to let it go. That just kind of like messes it up right there. Furthermore, I want to say this kind of messes the whole genre up, the whole coke rap genre. It messes up the whole genre because if this is happening to somebody who's considered to be the top, not because of skill, not because of believability, but top because the visibility, the most signable, the most marketable, and getting these big looks, if he can't fulfill paperwork, if he can't deliver, what happens when the culture look at the whole genre like all these dudes are full of? So it might be up for the whole genre. It might be up. The whole genre might be over with. Because first and foremost, the believability of a lot of dudes, many of us don't believe some of the dudes. Just sometimes the raps is good. Niggas can rhyme. But as far as us believing you had a town locked down and all that shit, and then if you had a town locked down and you want a record deal and you signing your life away, but you had a town locked down and you this, that, and the third, but you trying to get on or you going under people, I don't believe you. Because if you can't put yourself on with the street money that you allegedly get or you got or had or whatever, It don't matter. And you don't win today's game off of yesterday's points. So all that shit you used to do don't mean nothing. If you're not talking about it from a past tense, educational standpoint, or we used to this, that, and the third, and this is the consequence of this, that, and the third, and you trying to get on, and you trying to sign with people, and you still trying to be under people, and you always looking for help. Use your own money. Let me tell you something. Y'all see me today because I went half and half with somebody with $300. But I invested in myself. Said person invested in themselves, and we invested in each other. Although we don't work together anymore, it still started with $300 apiece. Never went under nobody, never been sunned out to nobody. I never waved nobody flag. And I was outside in the streets with the best of them, but I was out there getting legitimate money with the camera. I never had to front and portray a role that I was some big Willie boss dude getting bread, but then be on YouTube talking about hit my Cash App. I'm independent. I need the people's help. I need your likes. I need your viewership. I need your donation. I need your super chats. I need that. That's what make independence work. But for people to act like they got this, then they got that, but then you, Hove, get me out of this. So that means if Hove said, yo, I can get you out that situation, but a nigga want a table dance from you, you gonna do it? I'm being funny, but I'm just being real because I've never in my life been sunned out to nobody. Never went under nobody. Never was like, oh, that's my boss or this is my leader. First of all, I'm a grown-ass man. Who can lead me if our job is to teach the youth? How you the blind leading the blind? So at the end of the day, when I look at other people in the genre and the culture, and I'm not going to call their name because I don't know what they still actively doing, right? So I'm not going to do that. But when I look at other people in the genre and the culture, and they put their money up and they did albums and then they signed situations, then I got to respect them. But at the end of the day, if you somebody looking for help and you want to get on and somebody not doing this for you or doing that for you, I can't really respect you because if you really was spreading your money around, you don't need nobody help. Because you got money for this, you got money. One of the main things that these artists need is marketing and promotion. And they need to work on their rollout. Music is the last thing, in my opinion, because somebody always gonna like some corny shit, whether I like it or not. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a whole genre where somehow he got propelled to number one. He had the most visibility with being Grammy nominated. But then, in a situation where you begging for somebody to get you out of a deal. Because like I said, if I'm in a situation where I don't like my situation, I might have to pull shiesty some shit. But I would never put myself in that situation because I ain't no fucking Doja. What these niggas is doing is taking consignment money from somebody. And he ran off on the plug. See, if I give you consignment bread, you can't give me my money back. I want my chips with dip. You can't give me my money back because that means you done flip my money once or twice. Now you trying to give me back what I gave you? Nah. What about the flip bread? What about the fact that you was able to get on your feet from my bread and then now you don't want to give me my bread back? With dip. But that's one of our biggest problems. We don't know how to do business. We don't know how to handle business. We keep wanting to do nigga business, and nigga business don't work in corporate America. Nigga business don't work in the dealership. It don't work with housing. It doesn't work with realtors. It don't work in banks. It don't work when you going to get things that's gonna better and broaden your life and things. We just keep thinking that we could just do this type of business, and when we don't like the business, we could just get out of it. That's not how that works, because dudes is lucky that this ain't old times, because old times is once you put your name on something and you don't fulfill that, you don't fulfill nothing. You could take that for what you want. But what does this do to the genre? Because I don't even, me personally, I never really was into the genre. That's just me. I like rap. I like creativity. But when your whole thing is that you a coke rapper, the fuck is that? But it became a genre. It became a genre because you got these little white boys who's fascinated by that. Who's fascinated by somebody who could tell a tale about how they oppress their own black people. Don't get me started, because I'm going to be cool. Because niggas start crying when you think they talking about them, although I'm talking about everybody, excluding nobody. But I got videos, and I'm a product of a household of somebody that was an addict. So I seen what it do to cribs. I seen what it did to my neighborhood. I seen what it did to my house. I seen what it did. That's why I never delved into the game like that. And dudes act like they on some Robin Hood shit where they taking from this and doing this. I mean, Nino Browns wouldn't have to give up turkeys. Thank you, Coach, for the super chat. Nino Brown wouldn't have to give out turkeys if he didn't get the whole neighborhood strung out. Just really think about that. So artistically, I'm not mad at nobody as an art. Artistically, man, a nigga could rhyme about crayons. Artistically, Eminem rapped about doing shit to his moms and his girl. We can't get away with that. But artistically, you do what you want to do. But when you want to be believable, when you want people to believe, like, I'm really out here, I'm really doing this, it's like, hold on. So what part of you is responsible for fucking up us? What part, like, where's the righteousness in that shit? So what are you loyal to? Are you loyal to the dollar, or you loyal to your community and your people? And is your people your household? Is your people us? See, this is the paradox that a lot of these dudes be fighting with. That's why they be snapping and going crazy, because you got an angel on this shoulder and the devil on this shoulder. But at the end of the day, if you're supposed to be righteous and you're supposed to be doing something, you still can't wait to do a deal with the devil. You still can't wait to do a deal with the devil. Oh man, let me get off. I'm about to leave, because goodness gracious. And doing they people wrong. You do your people wrong. Look, his whole thing is, Lord Jamar ain't getting nothing. So he just don't deserve nothing because he Lord Jamar. And that's the thing with a lot of these guys. They come in the eyes of righteousness, and they come in the eyes of, they grow a fan base of people, but then they don't want to pay their people. Pay your people. Pay your
people.
Pay your people. Pay your people.
everybody that has something to do with what you do. From the person who do the artwork, from the person who mixes the record, masters the record. And producers out there, please, you know I'm pro producer, I'm pro production. Please stop falling under the spell of send me beats. Because the dudes who telling you send me beats have no intention on paying you. They don't even know. Listen, do you know that some of them don't even know how to do the splits? They don't know how to do the metadata. They don't know how to do that. And nothing is a good look for you that somebody got paid for and you ain't get no money. You always remember that. Nothing is a good look for you if you didn't get no money and somebody made money. There's no such thing as a good look. Because if you cook for 1,000 people and it's somebody's banquet, and the person who banqueted is never said, shout out to the person who cooked the food, no pun intended, how did that work for you? A lot of y'all name don't be on the credit. Your splits ain't correct. Shit, if you ain't gonna pay me front end, could I at least get some back end bread? Could I get something? You doing all these streams? This is a big record. You don't know how to put in the splits where I could get a couple of dollars? They don't even know how to do that. Look at these dudes' metadata. Their metadata is bad. So I know sometimes I seen a little ranty, sometimes I seen a little irrational, but I'm really pro artists. And the artist is not always the rapper. The artist is the people who create the vision board and make it all happen. Let me tell you something, man. Pay your folks, pay your people. Anything I ever did, I always made sure somebody got money. If I got $1, I send somebody 75 cents. Why? Because I believe in people who believe in me. Because nobody has to believe in you. Why do you think I do promo for so cheap? Why do you think I do what I do and I don't charge a lot of money? Because if you believe that I could take your product and put it before my audience and get you some type of recognition, cool. I believe in people who believe in me. That's called reciprocity. Niggas don't believe in reciprocity. It's all take. It's fucked up, man. That's why we be in the situations we in. That's why niggas be falling out. That's why people just, it's just selfish and ego, and you just shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? You just shouldn't be like that. Always take care of your folks, man. I don't care. Nobody is too small to get something. And these niggas so-called got all this money and getting all this bread and talking this money. That's why you got all the fucking money, because you don't help nobody else. Don't let people shout you out. Don't let people, listen, that shit don't mean nothing. I'm telling you it don't mean nothing. I done been shouted out. Listen, I've been shouted out on the biggest platforms. I've been shouted out on the biggest platforms. I know how to finagle and leverage stuff. The motherfucker shout out the devil too. And I see somebody in the chat that want my attention. So let me give you 30 seconds of my time. If you get $1 and give away 75 cents, you're an idiot. No, you're a fucking idiot, because my thing is called paying it forward. If somebody donated me $1 and I see somebody in need more than I needed, I'll give it away. You know why? Because I got an outlet to get another $1. For the said person, I was that outlet. I could have just been walking down the street and somebody say, brother, you got 75 cents? You know what? I do. I'll give you 75 cents because somebody just gave me $1 because they believed in me. And you know what? I believe that you need something to eat because that's what you asked me for. That's your problem. And matter of fact, you could get the fuck out of here too. Because I don't even need your kind around, or I don't even need people like you, how you think. The fuck is 75 cents on $1? I pay it forward. Always. How many times I done came on here and said, yo, y'all looked out for me, and I was in the store and I seen the babies that needed cheerleader outfits and shit, and I gave some of the money y'all gave me to them. It's called paying it forward. And you always will get rewarded when you do good. That's why a lot of niggas don't be shit. That's why a lot of dudes always want help, but don't help nobody but themselves. And then quick to brag, yo, I got this, I got this, I got that. Yeah, but if you got a chain and you got a car and you got clothes and you live somewhere, what about your man who put it all on the line for you? You don't even believe in your man. But anyway, I could talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to do it. That's why I don't like to do business with a lot of people, because some people don't know business. They think friendship is business. And that shit, yo, listen, man, being cool with somebody, if we really cool, right? If we really cool, why wouldn't you want to spend money with me? I just want to ask everybody that. If you really my man, if we really tight, you're going to take your money that you got, that you need my services, and go somewhere else where we talk this black community shit, the black man is God, we talk all this shit, and you take your money outside of the community, because I'm a part of the community. I'm a part of your community, right? So when you get something and you spend it on me and you know I put it back in the product that in turns help you, how you taking the money elsewhere? That's why I don't believe a lot of dudes. I be like, yo, this nigga is cap. This dude is full of shit. These dudes is full of shit. You understand what I'm saying? We just in a bad space right now because it's just too much selfishness, too much illusion, jealousy, too much lies being told. And then we just found out one, according to Lord Jamar, and I can't go off of his word. I can't say that he's right and exact and everything that he said. I can't do that because the kid has a right to give his fair shake. But you better answer, and don't think you too good to answer the Lord Jamar, because at the end of the day, that's Lord Jamar. And one thing that we got to stop doing is dudes who are good, fine. You ain't no legend. Legend is what you do, and legend is what other people crown you. You could be good, but that don't mean you no legend. And some of y'all got to stop taking the fact that you good and acting like you got skin in the game and you got time in the game, because a lot of people don't. You won't be around next year. You understand what I'm saying? That's that. But I appreciate y'all. I don't want to keep y'all all night. I could always stay here and talk for fucking 2-3 hours, but I don't want to do that tonight. Like I said, I just want y'all to go to that YouTube channel. Let them know that I send you there. Any cash after I receive, any donations I receive, I appreciate it. I got to get back to work. I plan on dropping a full content tomorrow. If you didn't see the content that went out today, I put out some things today. But listen, man, pay your people. Look, if your people believe in you, look out for your people. Use that same begging ass mouth that you begged with when you needed help. If a person showed up for you, you can never fix your fucking raggedy ass trout mouth to say anything about somebody who showed up for you when you needed them. If somebody showed up for you when you needed them, and your own mama ain't show up, your own family ain't show up, and a stranger showed up for you and showed out for you and was hospitable to you, and you was on some, and then you got the nerve to fix your mouth at this time, at any time, to say something about somebody who opened their door for you, put food in your mouth, and you ain't got nothing good to say because you got an attitude about something, you should keep that shit to yourself. Put it on the scale. And that's why people be like, yo, I don't want to help nobody no more, because no good deed go unpunished. I got niggas mad at me for what they did to me. I don't even care. You know why? Because I'll beat all them niggas up. I'm talking about on the physical. So it's always going to be whispers. It's always going to be grumbles. It's always going, but I always ask a nigga, what the fuck did you ever do for me? And I'm not here to tell the world what I did for you. I'm not even here to throw it in your face. But for you to have an attitude, but when you was needy, I pulled up. I opened my door. I opened my car door. I fed motherfuckers that was hungry. Nah, we going to eat. If I eat, you think I'm gonna eat a steak in your face and you in the fucking crib eating SpaghettiOs? Nah, nigga, let's go eat. Fuck it. We don't know if this could be our last day, but we know we had each other. We held each other down back to back because I don't really care if I got 100 and you got 2. Matter of fact, we got 102 now. But the way people open their mouth now to talk about people who looked out for them is unbelievable. 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 But that's just the time we in. And I'm going to tell you something else before I go. With all due, these dudes are the new bitches. And bitch is not gender specific. But the depiction of what a bitch used to be or what people used to say is a bitch, that's how I look at a lot of these dudes. They sit down in their PP and they got purses and pocketbooks. Till next time, I'm out. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Hold on. I'm not finished. Hold on. Let me ask y'all something. World Time News Live. How the fuck you come in my chat and shout out somebody else who's not even in my chat? Do you realize who you watching right now? What make you come in my chat? You shouting out my homie, but I'm trying to think what some of y'all agenda be. How you come in my chat shouting out somebody else? Who the fuck you think you looking at right now? What's the point of that? What's the point of you doing that? Because y'all be trying to conjure up stuff and start stuff. It's weird. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Don't come in my chat shouting out somebody else. If I didn't shout them out, who the fuck are you to think you could come in my chat and shout out somebody? Who you think you looking at right now? You looking at me. And that's the homie and all that, but I'm trying to think of what your agenda is. Y'all niggas is weird. The niggas be having weird agendas. So I guess I'm supposed to say something negative and then you gonna run back and tell them, y'all niggas is weird. Shout out to him though. And I just shouted him out today. I just did a whole thing about his DVD, but I don't understand why you do that. And you do that a lot. I just don't address everything because, listen, big cats don't always fuck with kittens. Weird ass motherfucker. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm out of here. But like I said,
Doggie Diamonds did this.